What's up and welcome back to my channel. It's JVCEO. A lot of you asked for this video and I thought, why not give it to you? You wanted to know what was behind most of my videos, my vision board, and it's coming towards the end of the year, so I thought I'd review that and share my vision board with you guys. My new vision board for 2021 should be out, I would say, on the 31st of December. But I'll share this vision board with you, sort of go through it, tell you what worked well this year, what didn't, what I could improve on next year, and yeah, go from there. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Only subscribe if you do like our content. So have a quick flick through the videos that I posted previously, and if it speaks to you, then most certainly subscribe and keep an eye, because I release videos twice every single week, on a Sunday at 6 p.m. and any other day of the week, depending on how my week is going. Anyways, let's get to it. Right, so this is my vision board, and I hope it's clear for all you guys to see it on camera right now. Where do we start? It's been a challenging year, let's be clear about that. Coronavirus came and coronavirus went, hopefully. But you know, the damage has been done in terms of what coronavirus allowed us to do, and also the opportunities that arose from coronavirus. That's obviously affected the direction that my vision board has gone in. And let's start from the bottom left, right? So when I done this vision board, I was very ambitious. You know, I was very ambitious. I had never done YouTube before, never really watched any new YouTube channels, never really seen what the growth on YouTube was like. But also, I wouldn't say unrealistic. I just chucked a number out there without really thinking, right, how am I going to get to this number? So I chucked 20,000 subscribers out there, but I actually never had a real strategy to get there. I just thought, I'm going to put my videos out. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I don't think that that's the right approach to YouTube. You have to be very meticulous with just the planning of the video, the themes of the video, the theme on your channel, the quality of your shots, the quality of your video, which, as you see, going into 2021, we'll get a lot better. We're going to continue our sit-down videos because I love them, but we're going to do more vlogs as well. So, for example, when I'm in Nigeria next week, I'll be filming potentially with like my personal bank account or my personal banker in Nigeria, talking about potential borrowing in Nigeria, how it works, a potential mortgage. Is that a thing in Nigeria? I'll be talking to, you know, several associates that run successful businesses, sitting down with them on a one-to-one basis and having a real conversation about their businesses, their challenges, and their successes within that particular business. As you will see, anyways, there's a huge amount going on for this channel. I've also put up a previous video on this in terms of the overall plan for the channel. That might change moving forward. But with all this, I believe going into 2020, we can actually shoot for around 10,000 subscribers. I genuinely believe that. We're currently on 1,000 plus, and I think that we can get to 10,000 by this time next year. I will try not to cover up so much on this video because I want to cover it on my new vision board. But let's just address some of the things, and you guys are probably eager to know whether I achieved some things or whether I didn't. So that's that. I didn't achieve that. In terms of travel, I've done a fair amount of traveling, not as much as I usually do. So in 2019, I traveled 9 times. In 2020... Man, give me 10 minutes. Let me finish filming. Cool. Huh? Vision board, yeah, vision board. Review my vision board for 2019. Sorry, for 2020, yes. Life is great. Alright, cool, bro, cool. So in 2019, I flew out about 9 times. In 2020, I only managed to fly out twice. Well, if you add my trip to Nigeria next week, that would be 3 times. And that's unlike me. You know, I never spent, in 2019, I never spent, this is a fact, by the way, I never spent longer than 35 days in the country. Never did. Never did. And sometimes I'll do 2 countries at once. An example being last year, I done Nigeria, and then literally within a week, I done Portugal. But anyways, coronavirus came, and coronavirus messed it up. So that's that. Public speaking. Again, coronavirus made it very difficult. I had several opportunities at the top end of the year with regards to a speaking gig in the summer. But I never got around to it because of coronavirus. So coronavirus definitely moved some parts of my plans back. But it is what it is. We take the learnings from it, and we try and move on from that. There's something not on this board that coronavirus actually helps me with massively. So this year I was able to raise a lot of cash through some of my businesses doing really well, through other means as well. And those opportunities were actually presented by coronavirus. So as much as on this board there's certain things that I didn't do, there are other things that I've done, and I've done very well. So I am, all in all, I'm happy. And I think this was a very successful year for me. And I'm happy. Right. Down to the car. Right. Some of you may know I test drove a Range Rover probably about a month ago, or a month and a half ago, about 6 weeks ago. And on here I've got the Maserati Levante and the Range Rover Velar and the Maserati Levante. I was actually going to pick those up this year, or one of those this year. I wasn't too sure. Again, I delayed it, and I always delay it. When it comes to buying depreciating asset, I get cold feet. I might prepare for it, put the money aside, and when it comes to actually making a purchase, I get cold feet. And I think that's partly what happened this year. But also, I then decided that, in fact, the Velar wasn't suitable for me, and I wanted a Range Rover Sport. I test drove the Range Rover Sport, which was fantastic, but there's a new version coming out in about 18 months from when I test drove it. And what I hate doing is purchasing a car that becomes old once a new shape comes out. So what I'm thinking of now is potentially holding fire and using another car to bridge the gap, and just going for the brand new Range Rover Sport in 2022 when it comes out. It's going to have a facelift. It's going to look, I believe, similar to, the Velar, with the hidden door handles and so on and so forth. So I thought, what's the point of financing a Range Rover Sport now, and about 18 months time, that car would be old. And also there's a 6 months waiting list anyways. So even if I financed it now, I wouldn't get it till maybe April next year. So I might as well sort of wait until the new Range Rover comes out. And with that being said as well, I had plans to obviously purchase some properties. And if you know anything about mortgages, then you don't want to do any mortgage, at least. You don't want to take out any finance or any big finance at least 6 months prior to your mortgage application. So that was another reason why I held fire from actually getting a Range Rover. Now moving on from that, the watches. I done very well on that. So I put on here the Rolex Yachtmaster because I wanted to get that. At that point, I only had the Cartier Santos 100, and also I put on here the Cartier Santos, the new model. I'd gone to the shop to view it, and I loved it. I fell in love with it, and I wanted to get these 2 watches this year, and I did just that. So I got the Cartier, I think, in June, and literally about 4 weeks later, I got the Rolex Yachtmaster. So that was great. In terms of the Cartier bracelet, I never got around to getting that. Also on the vision board, I put some keywords that shaped my year, or that I wanted to shape my year. Inspired, which I feel inspired. I'm more inspired than ever. Success, I had a very, very successful year. Global, I wouldn't say I'm global yet, because most people that watch my video in terms of YouTube are from the UK. So I wouldn't say I'm global yet, but hopefully next year that's something that we could get to. 5 streams of income. If you know, then you know that I was having a massive shift from certain businesses, venturing into other businesses. So that's part of the reason why I put the 5 streams of income there. I will cover that separately in another video. I'll talk about my streams of income going into 2021. I'll cover that in a separate video. Unfortunately, back to the holiday bit, I never got to go on a cruise. I've always wanted to go on a cruise. This is like a bucket list for me, and I never got to do that, or even go on a boat. But who knows? Maybe 2021 we might have such a brilliant year that rather than going on a boat, we buy the boat. But I just put that there because I was feeling myself at that point. I've shown tremendous growth this year, man. Honestly, tremendous growth from how I handle situations to how I work, like just diligently, just to everything, man. To how I treat other people, I've definitely shown growth. To how I handle even business disputes as well, personal disputes, I've definitely shown growth. Love, happiness, these are all, you know, familiar words to me. I'm happy. I'm at a great place. I'm in love with myself. Moving on from that, I put on here a horse, but honestly, that was definitely a stretch. That was definitely a stretch because I've never owned a horse, never ridden a horse before. I know nothing about a horse, and I was close to getting one. But then I spoke to a partner that has a horse or has several horses, and they basically enlightened me and said, "Hold on, like it's not as simple as spending £2,000-3,000 and buying a horse. The expenditure gets a lot bigger than that, from the saddles to just various things to obviously paying for what's it called, a stable to actually house or keep the horse. That is quite expensive, and if you don't have any knowledge about a horse, you would struggle. And also, bearing in mind that I'm trying to be more flexible and I'm trying to be more fluid or liquid, whatever the word is, right? I don't think that getting a horse is the right decision. I'm trying to be able to just, at a moment's notice, be it another country, be in Nigeria, be in Ghana, wherever the business opportunity is, I'm trying to be there at an instant, a moment's notice. And at the moment, it's a struggle because I have my dogs with me at the moment. So it's a struggle. So why would I then add another pet to that? Another pet that, essentially speaking, will keep me grounded in the UK. So that's part of the reason why I didn't do that. Moving on, Jay Snow enjoyed a massive amount of success this year, and I'm happy. Jay Snow is my baby. That's what I do on a day-to-day basis. That's the coaching and consultancy company. That's my newest business, I would say, right now. So yeah, that's what keeps me occupied on a day-to-day basis. Keeps me communicating with people as well, and keeps me sharp, 100%. Right, that was great. I put there stock market investing. Obviously, prior to this, I've always been a property guy, still am. But I thought, why not also make money in the stock market? And some of you may know, even recently, I done like 25k on the stock market in a stock called Ideanomics. And I think I'd even do more in that moving forward, coming towards the end of the year. I think, it might hit probably 40 to 50 grand profit. But that's just my opinion. So trade your own strategy. But again, I was able to do that, and I've clearly done that really well. That's just one example. A few weeks prior, I done 7 grand on Akbar. So, ideally moving into 2021, I'm looking to ramp that up and, do a bit more stock investing. Because clearly, the coronavirus pandemic has presented a tremendous amount of opportunity in that area. Now, let's talk about the land. 40 plots I put on there. Tracking this year, I would say I'm on about 28 plots. But even though I didn't hit the actual number, 40 plots, I've spent a lot more money than I anticipated spending on the 40 plots, if that makes any sense. So I've actually bought in better areas, more affluent areas with a bigger scope for capital growth. So all in all, I would definitely take that as a plus, a massive plus. I've done very well in terms of my land investing journey. And in fact, going to Nigeria next week, I'm actually looking to do 2 additional properties before the end of the year. That would amount to potentially 12 plots. So more than 12 to 16 plots. So potentially I could still hit that 40. But already I've spent more money than I anticipated spending on the 40 plus. That's a plus. There's one thing that definitely threw me off this year and I wasn't able to do as much as I wanted to. That's buying houses in the UK. Some of you that follow the channel would know that I lost out on 2 deals in the summer. And also, I was then going to purchase another 2 to 3 properties between October and December. But I chose not to, and I chose to wait until after stamp duty. Reasons being, actually, I covered that again in a previous video, and I'm going to link that up above. I covered that in a previous video, and I thought now might not be the best time, and I'll probably just wait, study the property market a bit more, study the landscape, and then make a decision. But coming into next year, We've raised a lot of cash this year, so we're good to go. You know, once the opportunities presents itself next year, we're good to go. We're in a great position cash-wise. So I am happy. And that's that for me anyways, for the vision board. So clearly, you know, there's been things that I've done really well this year, and there's things that I will probably incorporate more of next year. But all in all, I think cash-wise, we're in a much better position this year. Investment-wise, we're in a much better position this year. YouTube, we didn't hit 20 subscribers, but I'm happy. I'm very happy because, you know, I almost didn't start YouTube. I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know anything about a camera. I didn't know how to get the settings right on the camera. And I thought, this is really not for me. As much as I love the camera and I love talking to the camera, I thought the actual infrastructure behind it, I don't have that skill. I almost didn't start YouTube. And now we are tracking on almost 1,100 subscribers. Depending on what time you're watching this video, we may already be on it. So that's a huge, huge success for me. And I'm happy. I'm very happy. Anyways, on to 2021. Look out for my vision board. For 2021, my vision board will be special. Special. And I definitely recommend doing this. As you can see, there's a lot on here that I have ticked off. A lot. I probably completed around 70% of the vision board. But actually, in terms of success, I've actually completed 120% of the success that I anticipated on having this year, 2020. And now when you incorporate the fact that we had the pandemic, that's even more of a pat on the back for myself. But anyways, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like the video, comment, and look out for my 2021 vision board coming soon.